Hey everyone, I'm Clip. Welcome back to my rig playthrough of So Dungeon 2. So it's finally out the Warrior Dimension in 13 hours nonetheless, which is far better than my previous attempt at 18 hours. So that's a good start, right? But what is the goal? What are we going after to begin with? What's the best thing to start chasing once you first get to the Warrior Dimension? Well, you're probably thinking, not there, yeah, Soda Stein, right? Because then you can use the Soda Stein. Can I even click on it? I can, perfect. To upgrade your relics just through hitting. That's the general idea for what could be considered mid-play, right? So not end game, but the middle. So we've done the early game, which is get here, and now we're just sort of building up our relics and everything so we can automate trying to go as far as possible, or finish the collection log, either way. But no, the first real big step is just to simply quit out. So in, turn it off, and out. Because it's going to be a pain if I have to manually quit out. No, there we go. So we've unlocked all the crafting. So it was get to 100 or so. And we don't have teeth. Ah, okay. So yeah, Phantasmal Claw are by and large your first big goal. You want to get 6 of these. Because almost any real comp uses Phantasmal Claws since it is the quickest way to clear. It does AoE. And of course it has the quickest animation in the game outside of striking. I believe striking is still quicker. But then obviously on 2 enemy or 3 or 4, Phantasmal Claw is going to be quicker. So we do have to get some teeth, in which case the best way to probably do that would just be to run a Thief and Pilfer, or Ransack. So yeah, I will probably do a slowish play now. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 Thieves, that way we can steal from every enemy, and 2 Mystics. And that should do the trick. And we just want to adjust the script slightly. Oh, we can also start doing boss rush for credits and green crystals. It's actually pretty good in the early game for green crystals because they are used in a lot of the legendary craftings. But we just want to do the script for now. Add in 4 triggers. And it is enemy is an ore. Do we still have ransack? No. So I think they're above 25 at the moment, in which case we want another one. Has essence. Okay, so has essence, specific skill, find ransack, and then the 4 we're using pilfer. The reason we have 4 is every time this script triggers, it actually rolls a dice. So for instance, if there's 2 enemies and they're both not ore, it's going to pick one of them randomly. The problem with that is if it picks the same one that has been pilfered previously, it's not going to steal anything new. Therefore, you know, you're actually cutting down your ability to gain a lot of these secondary or resource items. So it is best to have, probably 2 is maximum. You don't need more than 2, but 4 is just, well, we're pushing it to the limit, right? I've got these slots, so I might as well. But generally a 50-50 and you'll hit every enemy with Pilfer. Okay, so that looks fine. Everyone should still be set. Right, Thief, perfect. Mystic, perfect. You can also turn the Dark Lord to all-purpose. Everyone just runs all-purpose. I like just adapting one script as I go, not having, you know, specialized script. Ore find. The one you're probably wanting to upgrade first is key find, right? Because then when you start pushing the primal lands, you really want keys. And until you find the Kingdom Hearts blade, I don't know what they're actually called in this. That's your method for keys. Okay, but I will just start from 1 and hopefully steal us some teeth. Perfect, farmed up everything we need, so we can go ahead and make 6 Phantasmal Claws. Then, the actual comp we're going to use. Well, we just want to go for progress, so we definitely want the Dark Lord since he outspeeds, and we just want to equip a Phantasmal Claw. Magic Rings are perfect since it boosts both his mana, and then obviously the damage of the Phantasmal Claw. So we want a Thief for the chest, definitely want a Mystic for the recharge, a Nurse we could probably tack on just for a little bit of healing. Right, you know what, actually no, we have 100k, so we can go for some better people. So, can't unlock any of the heroes besides the Sheaf yet. We can't unlock any of the special class. We can't unlock any of the other special classes except for the Chef just yet, and the Chef we're not going to really utilize until we start mining. Then that leaves the Dark Mage and the Huntress. The Huntress just for the portal effect, and then the Dark Mage because they have the highest magic damage, right? I believe, aside from the Wizard. So we're just going, what's the comp? Let me figure it out and then we'll go over it. Right, so this will be our starting comps. So the Dark Lord, because he outspeeds with Phantasmal Claw, also using the Clovers. I think Item and Gold Find is a little bit better. Then the Thief to Ransack if there is Essence, though they have to survive the Dark Lord, which should happen eventually because we will run out of damage. Then Mystic, Recharge, Dark Mage for more damage, and a Huntress, simply because they have Leader, so high chance of avoiding bad portals. The cooldown doesn't matter till we get the Wizard though. So that's the comp. As for the script, we do have to make a few changes. For instance, rather than doing... Well, actually, no, this is fine. Never mind. I already accounted for it. But we can now delete all the pilfers, since we don't need to go for items. We just want to worry about ransacking extra essence. Delete them. And eventually, we will be swapping... The Huntress will stay, but the Dark Mages will probably be the Tavern Owner, and then the Wizard because they increase warp speed, and then the Tavern Owner because they increase the clock, and they also, well, all the Tavern upgrades, they give a benefit to that. Okay, anything else we need to worry about before we start grinding away? No, so we are just going to go for a little bit of progress, and then we'll move over to the Primal Lands. But we could actually just start in the Primal Lands. Primal Lands is a little bit annoying without High Relic, though. So you know what, we will. We'll do the castle, we'll get enough gold for probably the Wizard and the Tavern Owner, and then we'll start doing the Primal Lands. We'll upgrade, not that, because that's very costly. We will just go with Keychants, I think, for now. A little bit of Keychants. Perfect to help us warp, and resistance is always nice. Key settings, we definitely want warp on, we don't have to worry about healing. Well, actually, you know what, I will. I'll chuck in a nurse, just in case we do have to worry about healing. We have them unlocked? We don't have them unlocked. Oh, there's one. Okay, so they can have Phantasmal Claw, and they can be slotted probably there. Right, so if we need to heal, we can heal a little. And just save it. Probably swap over the pet too. Can we buy any of the other pets? No. Fine. Alright. Just trying to get as far as possible. Probably 10k would be all we'd need to end up doing in the castle. Or 100k. Depends how many credits you want to use grinding, say, uranium. But anyway, progress first, and then we'll move on to the next step. And I forgot to set scripts on a lot of people. Well, mainly the Huntress. I think everyone... No, I did say that. Except Huntress, because Huntress was new. Never mind. Anyway, that's the comp. As you can see, Phantasmal Claw and hits. It's all fairly quick. It shouldn't take too long to progress pretty high. Right, so we managed to grind till 930, not quite 1,000, but it's fine. We got outscaled by the enemies. On to the next important part of your beginning build, and that's going to be copper. So we want to make copper bracelets, and we also want to make the new copper gems, because we want max status resist to really make the Primal Lands pretty easy until we start obviously getting the Mythics. Fab had got me, I was going to say Majestics. Okay. So, obviously, we need miners, because we want copper. I don't think the miners are any high level at all, are they? No, they're level 1. Okay, so we can't even transmute, but it's fine. We still want them. You were not who I clicked on. We want them to find mine shafts and try and get copper. I will also just go to the wiki and look up the best ranges for... Right, hopefully this does the trick. We don't actually need a lot of copper. I mean, we need bracelets, and the gems are the highest cost. So they cost 10 a piece, and it's 1-to-1. Perfect. So we need 10 times 6, so 60, plus then the bracelets. If we were to make, what, 2 per people, so that's 4 times 6, 24. So if we get 100 copper altogether, we can craft everything we'd want to craft out of copper for the time being. So all we're doing is running higher comp of miners, and then a mystic. We don't actually have a transmute just yet, so it's not a big deal. The main thing we're looking for is just mine shafts, so we will actually save the comp. Perfect. And we will just use battle credits to try and get it done nice and quickly. So mine shafts start at 1 because copper is a low ore, so you can find it straight away. And battle credits on. We'll spend 100 at a time. We'll see how much copper we get. So we got 2 of that. We spend another 100. We get 4. This is not going as well as I thought. 5. I think we really need transmute. What's that? 9. And we wiped, I take it. Miners are level 11, so not really half, but halfway to 25. Still, it's a decent start, 9 copper. We're getting there. I can also turn some quests. What quests do we have? Just money? Not a big deal. Bacon, sure. Gem, sure. A little bit of essence, sure. And all these don't really matter. Actually, that one matters. That essence matters. But we will eventually get these done. Right, is there anything? Where's the one that gives the credits? Not the credits, here, this, the cap. 1500 essence for 100 caps, which I think is what we want. Why are you sparkling? Is that normal? Is it because I unlocked his cosmetics? No. Why is he sparkling? What am I missing? Interesting. Back to just miners then. Actually, I think we could just go full miners too. At the current time, because we don't need to recharge because we're not transmuting. It would just help if we could find them. Really? This is why I hate buying all the tavern upgrades, as in the sodas. Because until we get the tap, it's horrible. And even then, the tap in itself is horrible. I hate having to go through the menus to toggle. Wait, one more miner. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Dark Lord too. We'll just go full miners. Perfect. Place that. And make sure they all have geodes, which means we probably want to replace... Oh, that's all. We want to replace this again. And see if we can do it a little bit better. I'm not going to work out a perfect mining comp until we start getting some of the items that actually make it relevant. We're just trying to get that copper. 2 copper. Really? Still only 2? 6? That's a bit better. Might as well just spend until we run out. And I mean, this method alone won't take too long to scrounge all the copper together, right? So we got 11. I think that's almost enough for all the trinkets, right? 20... We're at 21. Anyway, we've got credits to burn, so I am going to just do this to get the copper. It's a bit inefficient, but it's fine. There we go, we got the minus to 25, so we can actually tinker with it a little bit. So we'll start off with the script. It's fairly easy to just add a basic thing to this, which is enemy is an ore, specific skill, and then transmute. Right, then they will try and transmute as much as they can. It doesn't really matter, as long as it has a high priority than the normal stuff, and then we just tack on a mystic. Right, so it goes miner, miner, up to 4 miners, and this should ensure that we get recharge on the 4 enemy rooms. Where's the other one? A mystic, and then we might as well just go with another miner. They want to show up. I've got the max stools and tables, so it's just because I have so many sodas. Very annoying. Okay, that should be fine. We're using credits, so we don't have to worry about sticking the phantasmal claws. And back to just grinding. What? Oh, because I'm at max. And I didn't click it. Well, you can see it in action, it's fine. Right, and then they'll just slowly beat down the ore, and we can hopefully get more copper this way. I might as well let it run. And then I'll come back when we have either enough copper or I get bored and we swap back to battle credits. Right, my mistake is an ore makes it loop on bosses, because it just rolls a resistance check. It's not that it cannot be used against them, so it actually won't do rank equal to normal. Perfect. Okay, we got a decent chunk of copper out of it, but not quite enough to finish it off. We also do want to gain a bit more gold. So we'll probably do... Well, actually, yeah. Why am I saying probably? We should just check, right? We have 46 copper, so we can craft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So that would be all the copper... So that would be all the copper bracelets we need, and then we can start crafting the gems. Gems in themselves, it's what? 30, 60, 75% with 1 gem. So you kind of want to go for 100, so it's almost 2 gems per character. They give or take. I think Nurse has inbuilt, and then obviously not every character has 2 slots. So, Other than that, the other goal we're working towards is just unlock the Tavern Owner. So we have the Wizard, we want the Tavern Owner, and then we can figure out our pseudo endgame comp to then start running the Primal Land. So we'll grind out a bit more ore, and then we'll probably grind out the gold using the rest of the battle credits. We'll start from 1, we'll do 500, should be about what we can do, right? 444, close. Question is, how much copper did we get? Come on, show me the money. In this case, copper. 68, so that's perfect. One more of them, and we should be fine on copper. 1, 500, 44. Perfect, actually we got further because there was only 27 returned. And another big batch of copper, please. We got 65. A lot of iron, bit of gold, bit of silver as well. But craft that, and then craft more gems. How many gems can we make? 95. So we'll go with the same as the copper bracelet. So we'll go with the same as the copper bracelets. 12 in total. We'll leave the rest for now. Is there anything else we really want to craft? No. No, just the item find for a bit later, but it's not a big deal now. Well, I guess we could. No, it's fine. We'll just go for gold. So we just want a comp that will essentially net us the most gold. So we definitely want a thief, we definitely want a mystic, dark mages, and then probably just a nurse. So the regular style of comp. You know, we'll tack on the Dark Lord. Since we're using credits, we can actually make him use Shadow Slicer. And so we'll go Dark Lord, Mystic, Nurse, Thief at the back. Make sure they have Phantasmal Claw, same with the Nurse. And then we'll go with Gold Find, so Lucky Clovers on everyone. Perfect, save the comp for now. And this should easily get us to a mil in gold. We'll start from, I don't know, 500? Sure. We got to 930, perfect, but the question is the gold gain. Be quite high. Come on. Show me more than 300k. So we can unlock the... Yeah, perfect. Easy. Now we can unlock the... Not through you. 709. Okay. We'll get the blacksmith eventually, it's not too needed. The Widowmaker's nice, since it doesn't cost mana. But the important one now to go after is the Stein, which we should have plenty of gold for. 16, close enough. We just need the green crystals eventually, which we probably get from Boss Rush. And then we can work on our endgame comp. So, what do? We don't have the materials for Glass Warden for the normal Boss Rush setup, and we also have to stick with the cooldown. So we're probably better off farming the greensmithing crystals from... Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Do we go in the Boss Rush? We'd have to do, what, 50 bosses, right? Which isn't too hard. Of course we need someone. Just want to see the rewards. Jeez. Yeah. 1 per 10 bosses. So we'd have to do 500 bosses in order to get enough of the materials. We'd definitely lose to Flusterstorm. Yeah, we just don't have the relic levels at the time. Can you get them from the other arena challenges? Wish I could just... They're just blue and red, it looks like. And then compare those, obviously less. And no. Okay. So then, what's the goal? Well, here, let me just take a sec to look up the green crystals, see if it's feasible. Right, so the last stage of this little intro, essentially unlocking all the items we want, is to grind out... Oh, that's the wrong one. Right, so the last step of our initial grinding is to get 50 green smithing crystals. Now, Boss Rush is one way. You'd have to do 500 bosses. Did I do that right? Yeah, 50 times 10, 500 bosses to get enough green smithing crystals to actually craft the Soda Stone, which is what we're going after. So, I don't think that's applicable since we don't have the relic levels to really do that. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to test something. So item find, you usually want 88, because above 88, you lock yourself primarily into yellow smithing crystals, as according to the wiki, but it doesn't say anything about green smithing crystals. So I want to see, with 96, how much green smithing crystals we actually get. And green smithing crystals drop at 750 and above, so we'll do 790 to 200, so 990, as far as we can go. And of course, this is the comp we're using. So, Thief, Ransack still, but it's at the end, so it doesn't really matter. We're not really going for Essence. And then, obviously, Max Item Finder in this case. What did I say? 96 Item Find, which was the best I could get to without going over 100. Because once you're over 100, then you're out of rare territory. We'll save the comp like usual. And we'll give it a go. And we'll see exactly how many green smithing crystals we get. We got 2, so that's actually not bad. The question is whether or not we get more, you know, with less item find, essentially. Because again, the sweet spot is apparently 88. We want to get as close to 88 without going over as possible. We want to see if that nets us with any more greensmithing crystals, then... Ooh, and it clicks away too. Although it's going to be a long grind. We'll go same comp, but we need to cut off roughly 10. So we can just get rid of one of the silver necklaces. That drops it to 91. We drop off again, then that's 86. Right, so that's perfect. Go back to 790, battle crates on, spend 100, and we get 5 this time. So face value, it does seem like you get more as long as you're in the sweet spot, and yellow does override everything, which confirms essentially what the wiki says, because we actually got less yellow this time. But there's not a huge difference. In fact, we only really get greensmithing crystals off the first 100 floors. Either way, that's going to be the trick. I don't know if we have enough credits to get the soda stein. Right, how far off are we? We have 8. 8 out of 50. And we can burn through... it's going to be close. I'll try it and see how much we get. Unfortunately, just over half, so 29. So I think, just to round things off, we might give Boss Rush an attempt with a simplistic comp, if you will. So we do have the Chef unlocked. If we go ahead and utilize the Chef for Dino Egg, we can essentially make a pseudo Glass Warden style attempt at Boss Rush. Hopefully it's enough to get the remaining 21, right, to craft the Soda Stein? 21? Yeah, 21. So that means we have to do 210 bosses. With scaling, it might be possible. So what we do want to set up, in order to actually ensure that we can, we don't need recharge, except in the way of healing. So it's probably just Mystic, Nurse, Nurse, something like this, is the go-to comp, right? We don't have any other sort of stun or resistance. Do you go Ancient or Royal Sword, and then all the copper gems we made and the copper bracelets to try and maximize stats resist for the Darkest Lord, right? And the Darker Lord and all the ones in between. So your stats resist is 64%, so it's pretty decent. You might be able to squeeze out a few more greensmithing crystals this way. So I will set up the comp and then we'll go through it. Right, so we don't have to do anything to the script, that's fine. The Mystic will recharge, then the Nurses will heal. Then we just have max stats to resist, so 2 copper gems. We don't have any armor with slots just yet. I'm pretty sure only the Mythics have slots. But altogether, everyone's on 78%, and then the Mystics on 65%. Also swapped to the Platypus. And we're just banking on Dino Egg to make all the bosses nice and easy. I've gone ahead and switched on all the ingredients, so we've got plenty to burn through. The last thing we can do is probably dump the essence and spend the essence. I mean, dump the gold and spend the essence. We can also turn in that. Anything else? Capping it off. I think I'd rather spend the essence, to be honest, than grab the caps. I don't think there's anything beneficial we can grab out of it just yet. Okay, starting off, we definitely want to continue upgrading status. This is beneficial for the primal lands as well. We might as well max this to 52. It's going to cost us everything. Yeah, it's fine. Still probably the best investment. A couple in HP, and we will just grab some more with the gold. I do need to save, I don't know, like 200k just in case to hire, and then to obviously restart. Yeah, okay. Upgrade HP, don't need healing, and then we'll just do stats resist more. They're at 11% now, 87 and 74. The sleep on the Darkest Lord is the big run killer. So as long as we get lucky, we should be able to get a few greensmithing crystals out of this. I don't think we'll get all 21, but we'll see. Probably would have also helped to grab the All-Seeing Eye. Oh well. It shouldn't be too hard. I guess I could have also gone for status supplying weapons too. Yeah, the slot's better. And I completely spaced the relics don't matter for boss rush, not even the status resist, right? Oh well. Well, it was a good thought, but we didn't even have enough HP to survive the the first Darkest Lord. Okay, so I'll have to come up with a different strategy. Or just grind out the Bluesmith Crystals, to be honest, which is probably what I'll end up doing. We only need 21, so I'll just leave it in the background running. We'll probably end up getting them. And then in the next one, we will start pushing the Primal Lands, I think. Yeah, so we'll leave it here. I'll get everything we need to unlock the Soda Stein, and then we can talk about our pushing comp until we get, you know, the Wizard, the Janitor, and all the other really endgame stuff. Okay, hope you enjoyed. See ya.